Hello, my viewers. Favor dear on Scholarship Realities. You're most welcome to my channel. Thank you. The last few days, Kenyans have been torn apart on either protecting the police officers or the common mwananchi. We also Yan Joroge beat the police officer black and white. And many Kenyans supported Ian, saying that police officers are used to taking bribe from the common mwananchi every now and then. And so it was good for Ian to have taught him a lesson. On the other hand, any normal human being who saw the scene or the scenario, it was a very bad scenario to behold. And so some Kenyans also say that it was wrong for Ian to beat the police officer no matter what he had done. That was not good at all. On the other side of the country, in Makueni, a woman was having an altercation with a client, and the police were called, and the woman was arraigned. And before she was taken to the police station, she asked the police to allow her go back to the house and pick medication for her son who was sick. And the police officer refused. She also asked the police officer if the police will allow her to go to take her kid to the hospital because the kid was sick. The police refused, and instead the police officer told the woman to pick her thing, as in that police officer called that woman's child a thing. And so when the woman picked her child, there were a few arguments here and there with the police officer. And so the police officer wanted to slap this woman, and when she did the slap, it landed to the sick kid. And the officer still withheld the mother and the kid without any medication or being taken to the hospital. And by the time they were taking this kid to the hospital, it was too late. And now we've lost her life. Now, in these two scenarios, what can you say? If you ask me, as a normal human being, as a human being, let's always remember that we are human beings before our professions. You police officer, you are a human being before your profession. You need to be you need to empathize with the people who are sick. You need to empathize with some situations for the fact that you're human beings. And someone tells you that they're sick, kindly understand that they are sick. We've seen many children in schools lost their lives because they say they were sick and their teachers did not believe them. And in the process, they died. I remember a lady when I was in high school. This lady was ahead of me, and every time she was in the sick bed, and even the matron by that time said that she was pretending. But this lady was suffering from certain disease. And even I remember there's a time she was accused of being pregnant. But I remember after fourth form, the report reached us that the same disease that she was ailing from, which most of the time she was being neglected, killed her. And you've seen over and over again children dying. Why? Because of negligence. Now, I'm not defending Ian. Whatever Ian did was very wrong. Yes, I know people are saying that he's a teenager, and sometimes teenagers just act. Before you're a teenager, you're a human being, so try to manage your anger. Now, most of the time, most of us, we do very many mistakes when you're angry. That's why when you're in that state of anger, just pause and think, or just stop whatever you want to do. It might save you a big deal. I remember there's a time another lady was being interviewed by one of the good interviewers we have, one of the medias we have. And she said that she killed the husband. She did not mean it. It was just out of anger. I remember in my village when I was growing up, just a neighboring village, there is a woman who was having who had prepared a local brew, and by mistake the kid knocked the glass of that of that busa or local brew, and the woman was very much hungry, and he kicked the kid, and wherever the kid fall, the child just died like that. And there are very many, you can name very many things people have done out of anger. Many relationships have gone down the drain because of anger. Many families are broken because of anger. Many things have been spoiled because of anger. I remember sometimes back in Kakamega, I don't know whether people can remember those ones who were there by that time. Along Kakamega Mumias Road, there is this policemen who are knocked by the matatu. Well, the matatu, the driver said that he was tired of giving them something small. And the level of craziness, they say that everyone has their limits. So when this driver said that every time you could come to Kakamega, these police officers demanded to be bribed to and fro, and now he was very much tired because he's also employed by his employer. And so in his anger, he decided to reverse. At this particular time, he decided to reverse the vehicle and left some of the police officers, and some of them lost their lives. It was a very bad scenario also to behold, but those ones who were there, some of us were just, we were just told. When you're in a village, news spread like wildfire. So if you ask my take, let everyone be responsible. Because trust me, I believe in God's justice. I believe that if you do evil things against people, God will come for you. I've told people that every time I fight for myself, it's like God sits down and just watches. But when I decide to keep quiet and leave you to God, or just decide to leave you alone, then I see God in action. Because the Bible says vengeance belongs to God. If you're a police officer, you're protecting people. If you're a youth, just try to be on your lane. If you've been given a vehicle, like in the Ian's case, he was rushing to return the vehicle which he stolen from the mother. And I've also heard, I'm not sure that it's true, that the police officer in question has decided to forgive. But if he has decided to forgive, why are you holding on him? Just let him go. I believe he has learned his lesson. And if someone has been apprehended, don't do fishy things against the person. You've heard the stories whereby people are beaten in weird places. It's not fair. I believe human beings are supposed just to be human beings. Have empathy. Have sympathy. Always put yourself in another person's shoe. Before you destroy someone's life or someone's destiny or career, try to put yourself in that shoe, and you'll understand that what you want to do is very wrong. So let's all be responsible. Let's be responsible for our own lives, of other people's lives, of those who are under us, or those who are in our custody. Let's just learn to be responsible for them. Let's learn that people are human beings, and human beings need to be protected, need to be treated with care, because some are going through things, some are stressed from things that it might be very hard for them to handle.